A long time ago, there lived a kind-hearted king, and he helped everyone. He was very understanding and supportive. This is why all the villagers loved the king. However, the king had a disability. He had only one eye and one leg and walked with a cane. One day, in the evening, the king was sitting in his court. There were 3 paintings on either sides of the wall. On one side of the wall, there were pictures of the king's great-grandfather, grandfather, and father. On the other side of the wall, there were paintings of his mother, grandmother, and his great-grandmother. The king wanted to have a 4th portrait of himself to be added to the wall. This was so that the next generation could look at the painting and remember their ancestors. The king called skilled painters from the neighboring kingdoms. Renowned artists were also called. The king said, "I want a painting of myself, but it has to be very beautiful. If any of you make a good-looking painting, I will reward you with gold." All the painters gulped nervously. They wondered, how could they paint a beautiful painting when the king had only one eye and one leg? They were afraid that if they painted the king as he is, then he would get upset. He would either punish them or imprison them. This is why they all came up with excuses. One of the painters said that they were busy. Another said they need to help someone. They all gave different excuses. The king became very sad. That's when one painter came forward to make the painting. The other painters were stunned. They stopped to watch him. He pulled out his canvas and began painting while the king stood in front of him. He painted for hours and finally he was done. The painters wanted to see the painting. When they saw the painting, they were stunned. It was beautiful. They were all surprised. While they all had a negative mind, his was very positive. When the king walked over to see the painting, he too was stunned. The portrait showed the king sitting on a horse, holding a bow in his hand and aiming his arrow. In the painting, only one leg of the king was visible. Since he was aiming the arrow, his one eye was closed. The king was amazed to see the beautiful painting. He generously rewarded the painter. All the other painters were completely focused on the king's disability. The other painters saw the king's disability along with his other strengths. This is why he was able to make such a positive painting. So, moral of the story is, we all have our strengths and weaknesses. We must not focus on a person's weakness. Always look at their strengths. Disability. Painting. The King's Court. Painter.